everybody. This is Sami from the Black Room. I hope you had a nice day today. I'm recording this video on Friday evening. I just came back from dinner, had a busy day today, and but feel in the mood, have the energy, and feel in the mood to record a video. Most of you will probably be watching this on the weekend, but I'm actually recording it on Friday evening. My platform just shut down, and didn't realize that it shuts down. I mean, I know that IB is currently shutting down. Um, um, I can tell it's shutting down because I got this going on. But I didn't realize that also Sterling shuts down, which is what I use for my day trading account. But I was able to take a picture of my P&L. So I wanted to show you what I did today, and uh, and we'll go over that in just a second. First, we'll talk about the market. Q's gap down a significant amount with as a result of the gap downs in Amazon, Google, and Microsoft. They all reported. The market got bought, and we kind of established a double bottom. This is not a true double bottom by any means, but sort of a double bottom. And if we move up from here, we'll have the first higher low on the way down in this downtrend, and that might signal the end of the downtrend in the Qs, and we might start moving back up. If you look at this daily chart of the Qs, on the way down, we don't have a single bar, a green bar that produced follow through. So green bar, no follow through. Green bar, next day red bar. Green bar, red bar. Green bar, another green bar. So that's pretty interesting, except again, we have a green bar that closed below yesterday's low. So it's not that it's not bullish at all. It's just that it's something to to pay attention to, that potential for a higher low here. The market has been gapping on a daily basis, so we'll probably gap either above it or below it, and we'll see on Monday. But today was a pretty good day. I took a few. Every day I take now that we're in earnings season, I take some earnings plays. I'm still, because it's still in the early parts of the season, I'm only taking $7,500 per trade, so fairly small size. But what I do is I figure out based on a certain criteria, a certain pattern, I figure out which stocks to get into right before they report. So the day before, so right before the close, I just basically pick the stocks that I want to buy. I don't always get them right, as you can see. I mean, half the time almost I get them wrong. But I also came up with a way to manage earnings plays so that I can make more money on the winners and lose less on the losers. Uh, the LOGM was the big loser today. Everything else was pretty small. And then the winners, I had the Cenex was okay, PFPT was okay, and WDC was good. So these three combined, one of them cancels out the LOGM, and then the rest, the other two would basically make up the bulk of the $3,200 that the earnings plays made today. The day trades, I had a pretty good day, as I said. I did really well, 14,000. I just want to show you how it all started and how I did what I did, right? It actually started with the Snap, SNAP, and then the Cenex was the second play, Flex was the third play, and then that's pretty much where I stayed. I didn't venture out very much. I did the CL at the end of the day, but that didn't really move very much. And then the GG in and out, it didn't do what it was about to break out, jumped in, didn't break out, killed it. AKS was also a level 2 scalp, didn't go anywhere, killed it. ORC, I'll show you that later. But let me just get this out of the way for a second, and I'll start with the SNAP, okay? So Snap was a gap down under a green bar. I like it when we have a bear stock that actually shows recent strength and then gaps down below it, trapping the ones that just bought it and confirming the downtrend. So that's the daily chart. So that's what we have. So this had shock value, and then right at the open, it printed, if I recall correctly, on the 1-minute chart. I start the day on the 1-minute time frame because that's the smallest time frame you can have. unless you want to use a tick chart. So I start on the 1 minute chart so I can look for quick aggressive entries on really good gaps. So as you can see, we got a green bar, which is perfect, because if you get a green bar, the negation green bar means bullish, right? Means the buyers won that battle. The negation of a bullish event is always bearish. On a bearish gap, that's what you want. You want intraday confirmation that the stock is lower. We already have a good professional gap down on the daily, and once the green bar gets negated, then we have a good bearish signal on the intraday. So that's called a strategy. When you marry the macro time frame, which is the daily, with the micro, which is the intraday, in this case the 1 minute time frame. When both of them are in alignment, you have what we call a strategy, which is more than a pattern, which is more than just a simple pattern. And so that was a short. I was on the mic at the open when this happened, and in under the bars low, out at the bottom, exact bottom. How can I get out at the bottom? Well, something like the snap, it's super liquid. I mean, it did 80 million shares today, 79. And I can just read level 2. I can just watch it on level 2, and as the moment it takes out the offer, then I jump out. Okay, so that was the snap, and that was pretty good. Later on, it also provided another trade in the afternoon. I'll just go ahead and show you. No, am I right, or am I? Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't the snap in the afternoon. It was the Cenex in the afternoon. Let's go ahead and actually look at the Cenex, because it provided a couple of trades. One in the morning. I recorded a video just yesterday about my favorite breakdown pattern of all time. You might want to watch it. And here it is again on Cenex today. 3 days in a row now. 2 days ago it was the FCS, right? Yesterday it was I don't remember the symbol, but it was also a pretty. Oh, it was the GG. So again, on Wednesday it was the FCS, FCF, I think, FCF. Yesterday it was the GG, right? And today it's the Cenex. So it had two breakdowns. One was right here, which I played, but the other was at the low of the day. And this is the breakdown pattern that I'm talking about, is when you have a stock that bounces, goes back to the lows, and doesn't go through it, but instead it goes sideways. Base is right at the low of the day. Once it breaks, oh my God, I mean, that is perfect. Becomes a picture perfect breakdown play. Now, to make things even better, the Cenex had a 1 penny base. Look at this, 1 penny, meaning you can just short under, stop right above 1 penny, and you can have really big size. Another 1 penny base, right? Could add to it. And so this was good. This was real nice. Once it got the volume spike, I covered. So I was out already here. But that was a very nice trade, called by my co-moderator and friend Ifan in the room. So that was just a phenomenal trade. Okay, and that made it didn't make the entire amount in the morning. Where is it? Here it is, $3,000. But I did do another play on it in the afternoon. I noticed the breakout failure, sort of, and here it is. I passed on the initial entry, but look at this, guys. Look at the breakout failure, or the money bar. This is where people bought it, and the green bar turned into a topping tail bar. So short under, stop here, and then it worked perfectly. So that was the Cenex. And so we talked about the snap, we talked about the Cenex. Cenex was also an earnings play somewhere here. Oh, there it is. Again, I'm only taking $7,500, putting $7,500 in each earnings play. So it's not a lot of money at the moment. I'll up it next week. But Cenex made money as a day trade, made money as a swing trade. The third trade was the Flex, and it had multiple entries. In the afternoon on the 15-minute chart, just like the Cenex, it had the shakeout bar. So it tried to go higher, and then it broke down. So this was a good short in the afternoon. But I also did it in the morning. I'll show you this NX on the 1 or maybe the 2 minute time frame. Just go ahead and show you. Oh, this is the 1 minute time frame. We had a nice breakdown in the morning. So here it is, facing, and then a breakdown. It didn't drop that much, so it went back up, right? Didn't drop that much, but it also gave a couple more plays today. On big gaps, I don't mind playing long and short. So if the stock falls initially, right? If the stock falls, I'll look to flip it, right? And it was at the 11:15 reversal time was the bottom, flipped it long. And then here, I actually tried it short, didn't work. See how it triggered the sell setup right here? But it didn't actually work. But look what it did. After I got out of it, it printed a wide range professional igniting bar on professional igniting volume. So that made it really, really bearish. Now we need an entry, and that's a 1, 2, 3. To make things better, right? We got a shakeout too. So now we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then right to the low of the day. Perfect trade. Now, if you look at the smaller time frame on Flex, this is called a power trend when you have a 45-degree declining 20 below a 200 and a stock that is basically trading right off of it. So every time it bounces, it goes back up to the 20, you can short it. Short, 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 short. And that's how you can make basically, right, 7,600 bucks on a stock that didn't move dollars, it moved pennies. But that's how you can do it. Now, I don't add and reduce or pyramid like this if it's a spready, jumpy, wild stock. I only do it on a stock that is really liquid. It did 70 million shares today and didn't have any spread other than the 1 penny spread. The difference between the bid and the ask was just 1 penny. So when that's the case, then I can get in and out as many times as I want, as many times as I can get filled, basically. And the correct entry, don't forget, is always needs to be right off the declining 20, right off the declining 20. All right. So those are the three trades, and as I said, I really just focused on these, even though I had 100 charts, 100 gaps today on my charts. I just focused on these. Why bother, right? And then I did do a couple other things. I did the ORC, but I was busy mostly with the flex in the afternoon. So I was in it short under the base, and then I missed the exit. So it popped and I got out on the way up. So it didn't really make much money at all. 257. And then I did the CL also. I called this in the room as a breakdown play. Gorgeous. Here it is. But it didn't, we ran out of time, basically. So I covered half of the lows and the back half somewhere here. And so it made like a couple $100, no biggie. And that was the day for me. As far as the earnings plays go, like I said, I try to I scan the earnings list every day during the day while I'm also day trading, and I pick the favorites. Sometimes I do it by committee, meaning a lot of plays, like so, but most days just a few, not this many plays. Um, and I pick certain plays based on a certain pattern, and I send out an alert to the strategic swing trader members. It's a swing program, a swing trading program. So if you're interested in trading earnings, you might want to check it out. Pays for itself, obviously. You only need 1 day to pay for the entire year or 2 years worth of subscription. And as I said, I'm only doing $7,500 per trade, so it's not a lot at all. Last quarter, I did 50 per trade, but I always start small and then I up the size. I up the size as I build it. After I build a cushion, then I up the size. So that's what I'm gonna do starting next week, um, and we'll see how it goes. All right, I think that's about all I wanted to talk about today. I hope you have a great weekend and happy trading. have a great trading week next week. Talk to you soon. Take care, everybody.